Tet is very upset right now. Kuzan Road is an Ionko. But seeing a teammate being beaten back can't do anything. He was even slapped like water in the face. He is now almost 70 years old. Tet has never seen a case where it is humiliating like this. He still punches the wall behind him. It's made a pretty big hole. Then the Teak comes poking Kuzan. Even though I know the answer, but Teak still asked if Kuzan was grieving for Agnew. And that question is in the right place. Zhong's itching. The former admiral used the power of the devil fruit to freeze the wine. It is immediately ready to continue with his dark powers. I thought a big war would happen. Then I say, in some way, and these two dads turn to their shoulders. Let's drink together. The atmosphere here is literally a banquet. Maybe because of both sides. To avoid a meaningless conflict, I want to celebrate. Teak has praise for Kuzan. Because the wine is fine, he calls Kuzan an ice cream stick. In return, Kuzan called the Teak an asshole. We all laughed after that joke. Teak asked more Kuzan about the fight with Agnew. The funny former admiral described in detail what I've just done. I just fought with Agnew. That made Pi Zero laugh on the spot. And then suddenly, Kuzan continued in a more serious voice. He said Agnew attacked him. Put your left leg on the table. Let the Blackbeard tape see the consequences I had after that battle. It's losing a leg. Kuzan added that I also made show Agnew. There are countless more scars on the body. To hear about her scar, Davol told Tech that maybe Ayuki knows about the person with the burn. But Kuzan was quite surprised by this. Just heard. See that? Bill Gates explains that there are a total of 4 red stones. Kaido and Big Mom each have 1. The other 2, no one knows where they are. Rumor has it that the person with the burn scar is holding a tablet. There is also a burn on the body. He pointed it out and said, "You're talking about me." You guys get a laugh. Before the humor of Kuzan, La Filter goes on to say that guy is rumored on a black ship. Whenever someone wants to reach out, he'll create a giant whirlpool and devour it all. La Filter, that guy may have eaten the devil fruit. I thought the guy with the burn was from the government. Because if the government gets a red stone, it will stop the pirates from finding the One Piece treasure. I asked Kuzan if he knew anything about them. He replied that maybe not. Because if you've ever seen it in Ohara, Kuzan believes that he will never forget. In my memory, Kuzan only remembers his best friend against the government to defend the ideal. And a little girl with sad eyes. Buggy finished listening, stupid mother always. We're talking about the red stone. But naturally this guy, what the hell is it talking about? Suddenly at this moment, La Filter whispered with regret that the power of Kuzan is very useful. If you get it, it's delicious. Those words were heard by Kuyin. 01 little hesitation, Kuyin changed to combat state. In the blink of an eye, you've made this place a mummy house. With a lot of dead bodies just frozen. Including the black-bearded captains. That impressive performance by Kuzan, the more captains do. I want this ability more. Both Katarina Devon and Syria is ready to take this evil fruit. Good fit. Kuzan has never been afraid of his father. He told you to keep it up. I'm going to send you guys on an Ice Age tour. Then Kuzan unleashed a deadly blast of ice. Rushed to attack the black-bearded gang. I'm glad that Tet is coming soon. Sorry, he explained that. That was just a misunderstanding. Actually, we didn't mean to butcher you. We'd like to invite you to join the black-bearded pirates. What do you see, Kichi? You're no longer in the Navy. There is no home from now on. What are you going to do? Kuzan laughed softly after listening. He said that, I'm not pathetic enough for a pirate to worry about. Where to find? To say that, no matter where you go or what you do, the conflict will find you. What do you want to fight for when you get there? The Navy is different from the Navy. My justice is different from theirs. Kuyin exasperated that you don't have a bad mouth. You think just a few drinks together is enough to make me believe. Why are you scoundrels? Noticed that Kuzan didn't understand what he meant. Explain that. We're not pirates like you think. We benefit from a common sense. That's why we became a band of pirates. Now you understand, Kunin, what will you choose? Before those somewhat reasonable arguments of Tet, Kuyin decided to join the Blackbeard gang. He became captain of the 10th Titanic. But until now, memories of being a Marine It's still intact. With Kuzan, he did not lose his ideal. It's just doing it differently. Kuzan took a deep breath to stabilize himself, then turned to the Garp. The student is going the wrong way. Garp told Kuzan to turn too. Paris is back to normal. Then let by out of here. Finally is put on the same coat of justice as you did in the past. And everyone there was holding their breath to hear Ms. Jiang's answer. And then, the former admiral replied that he had always been so frank. I've always loved that about you. And that's why I'm not going to follow anything you say. From now on I'll live my life my own way. When Kuzan finished speaking, that's when you're ready to fight. The Garp doesn't want more words. You're going to teach this kid with your fists. Garp slowly walked to Kuzan, with fists covered in air. In response, Kuzan used the power of the devil fruit to close the gap. Next up is the familiar ice ball. Fast forward and make the gap completely frozen. This situation caused the pirates to shout out, and the navy is worried about getting rid of its leader. Kuzan continues the war by grabbing a sharp block of ice, moved towards the gap. He asked the honorable teacher that to save new students, you're going to kill this old student. Why Grap? From inside the iceberg, Grap smiled and said, I've always taught you to live in the present. You said you broke the ice. Then continue the war with Kuzan. With still very prolific fitness, Grap is always covered in air in his fist. That makes it easy to deactivate the attacks of Kuzan. By the way, punch the rocks. That ice flies back to Kuzan. This made him a student. There's only one way to attack from a distance, but it doesn't work. There is no devil fruit stronger than Haki. There is also the high-class Haki prince over here. Grab, hurry up. Punched at the foot of the ice pole created by Kuzan, and then there's a puff of smoke. Out of sight of Kuzan. Garp throwing iceberg attack Kuzan, but it's just fire. When Kuzan was loophole, then the Garp appeared and grabbed the disciple's face. He taught Kuzan that only the weak lose their faith. Said Garp threw a full topping punch at Kuzan. That blow was so terrible, it doesn't just create a deep hole, but also the surrounding land collapsed. Theo, but it doesn't seem to work with Kuzan. The former admiral, it's like giving up your teacher. While the two of you are fighting on Winter Island in the New World, a shocking event is about to be announced. Ted has officially crossed the name low, with the crew out of the race, the One Piece treasure. It's not as easy as it seems to destroy the Kid Gang, but the Blackbeard still show your superior strength. Only need for members and a little strength. It's enough to make the ice. They tore up the Polatang and sank it, along with most of his crew. Now there's only Baipo and Lo on the shore. Blackbeard comes in front of Lo. He was willing to say that no more ships, no more pirates. He stole hundreds of hearts that day, of the pirates in Rocky Harbor. They live in fear. If Tech brings Tim's worries back now, they will surely go crazy. Let's see the rest of the captains. I'm also very interested in stealing the OB of worry, but they've all made serious mistakes. Not paying attention to Baipo. This minute guy. There's still the last card I haven't used. That's the elixir that Chopper gave you. In this moment of life and death, the Baipo will use it. In just a few minutes. When the text says laugh, then put your dirty hands down. Trying to steal the OB. Baipo has promptly converted to Sioux form, my strongest long. The guy immediately threw a powerful shot and kicked the crowd black-bearded pirate away. Come on. I'm also surprised by this transformation of the Baipo. HOA promotion momentum. Baipo carries the stone to allow father to attack Tet. Where for auger valve prevent. But you managed to stick that rock in your mouth. Tet with friends. And to avoid envy, then Baipo also gives Van Auger and continuous return to the face, and shot the headline, get away. This opportunity, Baipo was going to rush to get the captain out. Suddenly the medicine stopped working. You're back to normal with a broken body. Fortunately, Baipo still has enough strength to run a distance to the sea before the black-bearded bandages come back. As soon as I realized it, separate order your teammates not to worry about escape, but he didn't know that he didn't want to hide. The guy wants to go back, because you can't leave your teammates and go like this. I told Baipo to come back, but he didn't. Have confidence in your teammates. They are all great warriors of the sea. From the cold North Sea clairvoyant until now, they all always survive. So there's definitely no AI dying here. Baipo, pray please try to overcome this difficulty. While you two are talking, the Bugate doesn't stop throwing the giant rock on their side. This situation forced Bipo to take Lo deep into the sea. If you don't want to get hit in the head by Kia rocks, in the Blackbeard, he did not take the life of Lo, but he's also very pleased when directly eliminating an opponent. And I got the red stone that you're holding. So Law's crew was officially defeated. In another development, a vice admiral in the navy named Tybal. He was murdered by the very people he protected. This news is being transmitted by LAN and shocks the world. Even the former master, Admiral Goku, said, "You can't believe this either." He asked the young Surasan if she had caught the killer. Then get a head shake from Suayu, before the utopian upheaval of the world. Son Goku got that. The people we are sworn to protect. Stab us in the back. So, who knows? Explain for that. Suayu's friend replied that the Navy has also been suspended by pirates. Bonus should. Someone's targeting the head of the Navy. It's common sense, especially in a poor place like the PP Kingdom. Thousands of people die of hunger every year. That's why the Vice Admiral was murdered there. It's not too surprising. Son Goku completely understands that. You're just hurting. Because if it's like this, then Navy can serve and protect the civilian population. When you always have to be on guard, you also realize behind your back the Navy underestimated the buzzer. They didn't anticipate this. What if now? Don't disable the Cross Gilder gang immediately. The consequences will be very serious. Already said. Son Goku called his niece Hina to ask where Grap was. She said that a few days ago. Garp says to go save Bai. Maybe he called the survivors. And most likely that includes Ku Yaku, Goku-sen. And fire for that crazy act of an old friend. More about the death of Vice Admiral Taibon. The perpetrator killed him. It's this miserable man. After retrieving the Vice Admiral's head, this man brought it, Gil Crush headquarters to deliver to Buzzy. This makes the clown crazy. For Vice Admiral Taibon is one of the most powerful men in the Navy. If you bring his head, give it to people in the underworld, Buzzy will make a lot of money. He was happy to praise the poor man. He's done an extraordinary job. Buzzy also added that the Navy will execute you if you are caught. So this poor man said, no matter the consequences is also better. Watching your family starve to death. Buzzy said that if he joined his organization, the man will be taken care of by all. You don't have to worry about what you eat and what you wear. The kids see that. I also like to praise Buzzy as a living saint. They are all fucking psycho-masturbating for each other. There's a guy running to the buzzer. He's very confident to report something to the CA. Buzzy running out to see the SAO is gone. Fucking son of a bitch, come up with the idea. So the avatar on top of the boat is my face. That was it. You guys are stupid. I'm proud of that and laugh. Oh, yeah. So this was ordered by Crocody and Mihard. Both appear behind the Buzzy. Tell him to come into the conference room. Buzzy just walked in. But his miserable cry echoed out to the outside, and after giving this clown a remembrance match, Rokodi just started the meeting. The crocodile said that the recognition of their sentences with Crushuda has increased. As expected, the impact is also getting bigger. But to be able to become a powerful military nation, it's not enough. Need to increase the influence of Cross-Guden folding many more times, then establish the superior strength of the organization through main glucose and Mihard. Rokodi added that it takes a lot of money to do that. The plan of both of them, Buzzy, is really unacceptable. Even if there is no superior power, but Buzzy had the dream of a pirate. If the plan is to turn Crush Guild into a kingdom, become a reality, it's not like Buzzy's pirate life is over. I can't take it anymore. Buzzy said out loud, even if you two can handle me right here. But I still have to say, you're scheming, calculated as such. Do you deserve to be called a pirate? You guys are messing things up. I just heard those words. Come on. The two men's faces were scowling like they were about to eat Buzzy. But just sit still. Buzzy hasn't said it all. Clown, let's just say that Akami is in action. Inherently, they are both apprentices on the Pirate King Roger's ship. But because of reluctance, so the two of you didn't come to worry. Right from that moment when I was a kid, then Frank has always shone brightly with his potential. Buzzy knows he can't do it. So I gave up my dream. Then 24 years ago, the day Captain Roger was executed, Buzzy met Frank back there. You still remember that? Frank said he'd make it to the last island, just like the captain. That's it right now. Frank said he changed his mind. Go find the One Piece treasure. I will still be a pirate. Frank's words were like lightning flashing across the ear Buzzy. You always think that Frank will be the captain's successor. Maybe Buzzy was wrong. You flatly refused the invitation, the Sea of Saint. Swim and scold Saint that. I know you haven't forgotten. You said you'd follow the captain. Why don't you do it? Are you a coward? I'm not going to be your soldier. I said. Buggy turned his back and left. And don't forget the trans reminder. Next time you see me, be careful. You come back to the present. Buzzy said that. The useless Saint finally acted. I don't know how. By chance or chance, but right now, he and I are equal. And if it's fate, I'll talk to you two straight. I want to be the Pirate King. Think again. Why should we stop at money and power? While you can have it all. Let's go get it. Take the ultimate treasure of the world. Buzzy's words made Coco laugh. The guests laughed. Swimming too illusory to the point of deceiving myself. The crocodile said that it's because he and you sing. There is no swimming. What he's doing here, it's simply serious business. It's not a bunch of pirate shit. Mihawk said that. There's nothing wrong. We're going to fight the 4 princes out there. Just to make you the Pirate King. You're just playing. Determined not to be discouraged, Buzzy shouted that. This is a race for treasure. I just need to beat them. Now let me show you too. The power of words, it can ignite enthusiasm in the heart of every pirate. It's because they are all out to sea, because they have the same goal. Finished talking, Buzzy opened the phone slug in the back, and said emotionally, my brothers and sisters, what dreams have brought you to this vast ocean? Every second, every minute, right now could be the last moment. You are living in the world. Then why did you leave? The restless voice of my heart. The ocean rises, it's time for us to rise up. To touch, and grab what each of us craves. The final wish. It's time for us to get the One Piece treasure. Then those brave words of Buzzy are like bombs. Make the will of. The pirates on the island exploded at the same time. It destroyed the plans of Crocodile and Mihawk. Make these two guys tear up.